Hey clowns, welcome to Crimenelia Street. I'm Sam.
And I'm Tori.
And it's been a minute since we have been gathered.
It has been a hot minute, yeah. Can we say why?
We totally can. Okay. I mean, babies.
I was about to say we had a baby.
Yeah, we had a baby. We had a Crimenelia Street baby. He was cooking in all of our episodes so far, I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah.
Yep. I had my baby. He's doing great.
Such a cutie.
Yeah, such a cutie. He's thriving. He's just over 2 months old, so he's just a little living his best potato life, you know.
Oh.
They're just eating, pooping, and sleeping. And he's smiling now. I got those first little smiles, which is like the best.
That is so cool, yeah. Oh. It feels like not that long ago, but also so long ago.
It does. Yeah, time is being warped. It's all crazy right now.
It's a bit wonky, yeah. But yeah, we're back from maternity leave. We've still been putting out episodes, so people might not even notice, but we do plan to get our episodes a little more current. This is March 29th, and we're putting out episodes that we recorded in October right now, I think.
Right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But what have you been up to?
I've been doing a lot of disc golf. The Pro Tour is back on, so watching it, playing it, doing a lot of tournaments, just lots of disc golf. So that's been cool.
That's awesome. I love that.
And working 40 hours a week.
Oof.
I say that like it's, I don't abnormal or something.
Right.
It's not, but it's a lot.
Mm-hmm. And
Who made this rule?
Right. In this day and age when you have to juggle your work, your family life,
yes.
all of it. It's a hard bout.
Yeah, for sure. Should we hop right into the sad stuff?
Let's do it.
We've been happy for too long.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah. Today we are talking about Charles Cullen. Have you heard of it? Heard of him?
I don't think so.
Okay. I hadn't either until I heard a podcast episode on him, and I was like, oh my gosh, how have I never heard of this? I heard it on And That's Why I Drink. Have you ever listened to that podcast?
I feel like I've seen it as I'm scrolling. Or This Is Why We Drink or something like that. Yeah.
It's a good one. I like it because there's one person who's a paranormal professional, and then another who used to be a PI. And the person who used to be a PI does the true crime, and then the paranormal person will do a paranormal story, and they do one of each on every episode.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I like it. And it's been around for a long time. I'm I think still in 2018, just trying to catch up.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, they're cool. So I heard about Charles Cullen on their podcast, and I was just surprised I'd never heard of it because he has killed a lot of people.
Dang. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's strap in.
Here we go. So Charles Cullen was born February 22nd, 1960 in New Jersey. Eerily close to my birthday.
Too close.
Don't like that. Don't love that.
Right.
Just kind of skid at. He was the youngest of 8 children. I just can't even imagine that kind of family dynamic.
Yes. Oh, man. I think it's, yeah. And it was in the 1960s he was born.
Yeah, so I guess it was more common back then.
Right. And for the older kids to pretty much have to take care of the younger kids.
Yeah.
Was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I guess he lucked out being the youngest.
Yep.
His father died when he was very young. He was only 7 months old when his father passed, which that's pretty wild. And his mother, was raising the 8 children all on her own. So definitely getting help from the older siblings, I can imagine. I don't see how you can do it otherwise.
Right.
I wonder if she had to have been working and stuff too, That's crazy.
Yeah, because where else is the money
coming
from? And I mean, child labor laws were not really...
True. He was intelligent, but he was odd and he was bullied often. He made quite a few suicide attempts in his younger life. The first was when he was 9 years old.
Whoa.
And yeah, very young. He drank chemicals from a chemistry set and he was trying to kill himself, but he ended up just getting sick from drinking the chemicals. So yeah, that's pretty wild. There was abuse in the home, not from his mother, but he had a brother-in-law that was quite cruel. His sister, who was married to the brother-in-law, ran away, but the brother-in-law stayed living with their family.
Oh my God.
Just kind of like awkward. Like,
right. Jeez.
Right. And I wonder like how unwanted he was there, you know, like if he's just like hanging around. I don't know.
Oh my God.
So Charles and his brother-in-law ended up developing this like kind of toxic relationship. And Charles did admit later that he attempted to poison the brother-in-law by putting lighter fluid in his vodka.
Dude, this is so chaotic.
Yeah, and he's a kid still at this point. I don't know if he's still 9 years old, but he was like not an adult yet. So it's just crazy to even think about that.
For sure. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Charles' mother ends up dying when he's 17 years old, and I saw two different sources on this. One source said that he dropped out of high school at that point, and then I saw another source that said he graduated from high school the following year. So I don't know if one is true or both are true. Maybe he dropped out and then like got a GED. I tried looking a little bit deeper in that, but I couldn't get a solid answer. He ends up joining the Navy from about 18 years old to 24 years old, so about 6 years. He worked with ballistic missiles. He was bullied in the Navy as well, and he never quite fit in. Cullen's leading officer once found him sitting at the missile controls wearing a surgical mask, gloves, and scrubs. And he ended up getting reprimanded for that because they were like, that's not what you're supposed to be wearing.
Wow. Okay.
But just odd, and kind of shows that he didn't quite fit in.
Yeah.
Just odd choices.
Yeah. Odd choices so far. Sad.
Yeah. He attempted suicide 7 times during his Navy tenure, so during those 6 years.
Okay.
And he was medically discharged, but it's unclear as to why. He ends up going to nursing school after leaving the Navy. Mountainside Hospital School of Nursing at Mount Clair, New Jersey is where he went to medical school at, and he graduates as the president of his class. This says at age 17. I'm pretty sure I meant to type at age 27. That's feeling more right.
Right.
He gets a job working at St. Barnabas Medical Center in Livingston, New Jersey, in the burn unit once he does get his medical degree. He meets a woman there named Adrienne Baum, who is a computer programmer, which, like, badass in the 19th...
Women in STEM. Yeah.
Yeah. In what, like, so he's 27, 1960, math, 87?
That is pretty badass.
Here we go. They got married in 1987. Eventually, they have 2 daughters. They get married in 1987. June 11th, 1988, Cullen murders his first victim, who was named John Yango Sr. He was a former municipal court judge known for giving convicted criminals tough sentences. Yango was 17 years old, and he was injected with a lethal dose of insulin. He was being treated for a non-life-threatening ailment, which is why he was in the hospital, which was either allergies or severe sunburn, and he was working the burn unit, so I kind of lean on sunburn.
Right, yeah.
But either way, not life-threatening. You pop in for this, itsy-bitsy treatment, and then death, so.
Oh, yeah, that's a red flag.
Red flag, for sure. There's quite a few of them. Quite a few to come. So this is the first confirmed murder that Charles Cullen committed. He later admitted to killing many other patients at St. Barnabas, including an AIDS patient, by giving them an overdose of insulin. Charles Cullen ended up leaving St. Barnabas in 1992 when the hospital began investigating who contaminated IV bags. So, convenient time to kind of pop out and take your leave.
Right.
Cullen was determined to be responsible for the IV bags contamination, which resulted in dozens of deaths at St. Barnabas. Cullen was usually the first one in the room to run the code when a patient was crashing from a contaminated IV bag. So, red flag number 2.
Right. Oh my gosh. This just reminds me, I think Sho mentioned it a while ago, but there was this nurse at the hospital that I delivered with Charlotte and delivered again with Dallas. And of course, I've had nothing but excellent care from there, like literally saved my life.
Yeah.
But when I was in the ICU unit was when this nurse was working there who was replacing like fentanyl and like pain medication with tap water.
Yeah, dude.
Which is so crazy. Like, oh my God. So that's just giving me, obviously she was doing it for her drug addiction, but it's kind of reminding me of that, like a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I thought of that as well when I was researching this case.
Yeah.
I didn't realize she was doing it. So she was taking, what was she taking? Stealing fentanyl?
Yeah, like fentanyl and...
Yeah, it's interesting that, like, that woman had some kind of, I mean, still crazy, but had some kind of, like, ulterior motive, whereas it's like, what was this guy's, like, what was he getting out of this besides just, I mean, it's just murdering people, I guess.
Right. And it was allegedly his first murder or whatever, so what made him wait that long? If he's had all these problems, it seems like, leading up to it.
Yeah, interesting. So he leaves St. Barnabas. He moves on to another job at Warren Hospital in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, where he ends up murdering 3 elderly women by giving them a heart medication called digoxin. And digoxin is used to treat congestive heart failure. In September of 1993, Cullen's final victim at Warren Hospital, a 91-year-old woman, said that a sneaky male nurse, who she identified as Charles Cullen, had injected her as she slept, and Cullen was not her nurse. So he just went in her room and injected her. So she told people, hey, this guy came in and injected me while I was sleeping. No one took her seriously, and her comments were dismissed, and then she died the next day.
Oh my God, no.
Her son protested that she died of unnatural causes. The hospital administered lie detector tests to their staff, and everyone, including Cullen, passed the lie detector test.
I feel like if there's anything I've learned about lie detector tests is they are anything but reliable. Like, yes. You know?
Yeah. And it's funny because when you hear someone failed the lie detector test, you're like, oh, of course they did. Like, that's accurate. Right.
You are the father.
Right.
Well,
but then when they pass, you're like, well, they're, those aren't very accurate, at least to me.
Right. No, same.
But honestly, yeah, they are not accurate. Also in 1993, Cullen's wife, Adrienne Baum, serves him with a divorce under the grounds of extreme cruelty. Adrienne also files a restraining order against Cullen. The divorce documents describe Cullen as an alcoholic who treated their 2 dogs cruelly, sometimes stuffing them into bowling bags and trash bags.
Oh my God. What?
Absolute monster.
Yeah. Jesus.
The SPCA actually took their dogs away at one point because he left them outside in the middle of the winter in New Jersey.
Oh my God.
Adrienne luckily got the dogs back, and when she left, she took the dogs and the kids. He also hurt a neighbor's dog by poisoning it. The documents also listed that Charles would pour lighter fluid into other people's drinks for fun. Like when he was at a work party, he did this at one point. He would prank call funeral homes for fun as well.
I am just speechless. What?
There are definitely some odd like these aren't on the McDonald's triad. Where are these?
Right. This is like other dimension of that. I don't, yeah.
Yeah. He would also enjoy cutting out the faces of people in photos.
Okay.
He went to a party at some point associated with his high school. That's what it was. Either a reunion or during high school, and brought a bunch of rat poison and put it into people's drinks. Nobody died, but he did get a bunch of people sick, and this was before he before he murdered anyone. So it was just a little fun Russian roulette, I guess.
Oh my God, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I can see why she wanted a divorce.
Yeah. Absolutely
Fair.
Valid. Give it to her. Warranted. Yes. 3 times. Over.
Cullen became obsessed with a coworker at Warren Hospital after him and his wife split, named Michelle Tomlinson. He called her repeatedly despite her request for him to stop. He followed her around the hospital. He attempted to give her an engagement ring, was buying her gifts constantly. in March of 93, which him and his wife divorced in 93 too. I don't know which month, but I'm assuming it was January or February.
I mean,
because we're in March now.
right.
In March of 93, he broke into Michelle Tomlinson's home while her and her young son were sleeping and just wandered around before leaving.
I hate that.
Yes, that is like, oh, so intrusive.
Ew. Okay. This guy is sick. Ew.
Yeah, he was stalking her and wouldn't leave her alone. She ended up filing a police report. Good for you. He pled guilty to trespassing and received 1 year of probation. The day after his arrest, Cullen attempted suicide again. After this attempt, he took a couple of months off of work and was treated in 2 different psychiatric facilities for depression. He attempted suicide 2 more times before the end of 1993. And then just a little side note of mine, I just said this guy seems to be pretty good at killing other people, pretty bad at killing himself, it seems like.
Because he knows what to do, obviously.
That's my thing. So, interesting. He started working at a number of different hospitals and would just leave every time the higher-ups would get suspicious of what he was doing. January through September of 1996, Cullen admitted to having murdered 5 patients with digoxin. He worked at a nursing home called Liberty Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in Allentown, Pennsylvania in 1998. He was fired after going into the room of an elderly woman with 5 syringes in his hand. She only had a broken arm, so like she wasn't supposed to be getting any kind of syringes. Luckily, they caught him going into her room, and she hadn't been injected with any of the syringes yet when they caught him. Cullen ended up being fired because of that incident, but they didn't want to report him.
What?
So this is a common theme, which you'll soon find out, and kind of already have found out. This is what, the 3rd or 4th facility he's worked at, and the facilities didn't want to report his, like, what he had done because they couldn't prove it, like, they couldn't 100% prove it, and I guess there was a lot of lawsuits going around at the time with libel and slander, so they were too afraid to say something about it if they couldn't prove it.
Oh
and there
my
weren't
God.
like hospital records, like electronic records at the time that would help prove it.
Oh
So
my
it's so
goodness.
fucked up.
Yeah, so fucked up. And I mean, okay. Wasn't there like at least security footage at this time? Or like he was directly going into a room with 5 syringes. How can you not be... and
he
he's
didn't
already done
actually-
this so many times.
Right. Yeah, no, good question about the security footage. You would think that they did have it at that point. Maybe they weren't storing it, though, like they do now on a cloud, you know?
Yeah.
Like they may have only had like the past 24 hours or something. But so by the time you find out, because I think even when he injects them, it still takes them about a day to die, it seems like.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
He did end up causing another patient's death at Liberty Nursing Rehabilitation Center. That is a mouthful as well. But another nurse ended up being blamed for it. So that's fucky.
Oh, great.
Poor girl. Poor person. Some other strange habits of Cullen's. We're not done. At the nursing home facility is that he would give the patients super long bed baths, which his coworkers found strange. And he would put Vaseline all over the patients as well.
Okay. Great. I mean, it's great for
Your skin.
moisturization. Yeah, great for your skin. Wow. Okay.
December 30th of 1998, Cullen murdered a patient while he was working for Easton Hospital. So we bopped over to another hospital now. Tests showed lethal levels of digoxin in the deceased patient's blood. An internal investigation at the hospital was inconclusive and didn't decidedly point to Cullen. March of 1999, he murdered another patient while working at Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest and attempted to murder another patient around this time frame as well. Between 1999 and 2002, he murdered at least 5 patients and is known to have attempted at least 2 more while working at St. Luke's Hospital in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. In January of 2000, he attempted suicide again by lighting a charcoal grill in his bathroom while he was in the bathtub. His neighbor smelled smoke and called the police. Although he was taken to a psychiatric facility, he was released the next day. In 2002, a coworker of Cullen's noticed vials of medication in a trash can. These medications were stolen, but they weren't valuable in the street and they weren't used recreationally. It was found that Cullen was the one who stole the medications. St. Luke's offered Cullen a neutral reference if he resigned, or they would fire him with a bad reference. So he resigned and got the neutral reference.
Oh my God. What?
So many hospitals were worried about libel and slander lawsuits and legal actions and wouldn't pass the information along to the next place of employment if they couldn't absolutely prove what had happened with the patient's deaths. He would cross state lines as well, so his past didn't follow him. He continued to find work because of the national shortage for nurses as well. And at this time, there wasn't a database for these kinds of infractions with nurses between different hospitals, which is, I mean, it sounds crazy. We're in 2002 at this point.
Right.
Like, is the database not the police station?
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, there's some negligence. Like, other people involved need to be responsible for letting this dude do this. Like, what? Okay.
It's crazy. His last job was the worst. He started working at Somerset Medical Center in New Jersey in September of 2002. He killed at least 13 patients and attempted to murder one other. The patients were all murdered with digoxin, insulin, or epinephrine. June 18th, 2003, Philip Greger was one of Cullen's victims. Cullen attempted to murder this patient and failed. The patient went home from their hospital stay and just coincidentally died 6 months later of natural causes, which is just sad.
Yeah.
Reverend Florian Gall was 68 years old and admitted with heart disease and other problems. He was very ill, but he was making a good recovery and expected to make a full recovery. He was prescribed digoxin to calm his heartbeat. Blood tests after the last dose of the drug were at normal levels. He was coming out of his coma and on the mend. On June 27, 2003, Cullen took a dosage of digoxin from a medicine cart, slipped into Father Gull's room, and dosed him with the drug. They took new blood tests, and it showed Father Gull's digoxin levels were almost 5 times the normal and safe levels. There was panic at the hospital. They tried to save him with an antidote, but he still passed away. Family and parishioners were shocked by his death because he was expected to make a recovery, and Cullen's coworkers would report seeing him in rooms of patients that he wasn't the nurse for, so he wasn't supposed to be in those rooms. In 2003, technology was getting better, and storing and keeping better records of who was accessing patient records and medications was starting to happen. Computerized records later showed hospital administrators that Cullen had taken the drug out himself and had also checked Father Gull's medical records and status, even though Father Gull was not his patient. Hospital computers also showed that he was accessing records for other patients that weren't his patients, and he was requesting medications for patients that they had not been prescribed. So thank God technology is getting better at this point. This became such a red flag that the New Jersey Poison Information and Education System alerted Somerset Medical Facility that the recent spike in drug overdose deaths could be the work of an employee killing patients.
Yikes.
So literally an outside agency or organization is like, psst, someone may be killing people there.
BT dubs.
Right. The hospital still doesn't contact authorities until October of 2003, which was months after the information system reached out to the hospital. In the meantime, Cullen killed 5 more patients.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's maddening. And this is my nervous laugh. I'm not laughing because it's funny, but
This
it's
is not
crazy.
funny. It is so crazy.
People who don't even work there are like, hey, never been there. Something is amiss.
Yeah, something's odd. Yes. I would just like to say, anytime we're making jokes or whatever, it is literally because we're like, this is awful, and it's just a reaction. We are recoiling inside.
Yes, and coping with this information.
And coping, and It's like trigger warnings everywhere, and we're just like, yeah.
Amy Lochran was Cullen's best friend at work, and she actually ended up going undercover for police. She wore a wire, and he confessed to her at a restaurant that he had been murdering patients. So the police showed up at the restaurant and arrested him. So, like, snap Amy.
Yes.
She said it was really hard to, like, turn in her friend, but when she learned what he had been doing, she kind of knew she had to. But, yeah, snaps Amy.
Yep.
Another nurse he was working with at Somerset was pregnant with his child at this point. Just a
plot twist.
Little side note. Yeah. March 2nd, 2006, he agreed to a plea agreement. He accepted a plea agreement, I guess is how you'd say that.
I just don't think this guy should... Okay, yeah. What was the agreement for? I guess I should ask before I say that.
He was sentenced to 18 consecutive life sentences in New Jersey, and is not eligible for parole into the year 2403.
Perfect.
Not bad.
Yeah. I'll take it.
His youngest victim was murdered at Somerset in May 2003. It was Michael Strinko. He was 21 years old and came in with a blood disorder. He was in the hospital for a spleen transplant and was also expected to make a full recovery. Then Cullen injected him with digoxin, and he died.
Oh my God. 2003. Okay. But his first victim was in like 1988. 1988. Okay.
So, a couple years.
I'm just wondering, like, that these are the ones that we have records for or can trace back. Like, are there some
that he told us?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. March 10th, 2003. Cullen was upset with the judge and kept repeating over and over again for 30 minutes, "Judge, you may step down," which, like, the fucking audacity.
Right.
Yes. And the judge felt the same way. He had him gagged with duct tape and a cloth to shut him up in the courtroom in 2003. Like, so much of this case sounds like it's from, like, the 1950s.
Right.
He continued to say, "Judge, you may step down," through the cloth for the remainder of the hearing. The judge ended up giving him 6 additional life sentences for his behavior, which I think is part of that 18.
Okay.
Cullen wasn't given the death penalty in hopes to get more information out of him, which, okay. Cullen ended up requesting to be able to donate his kidney to the brother of one of his ex-girlfriends to help atone for what he had done. He refused to cooperate with the investigators until they let him donate his kidney. They ended up letting him donate the kidney, and he did save the guy's life. And his lawyer was quoted saying, "I understand there's a certain amount of irony involved here."
You think?
Cullen claimed he gave overdoses to victims to keep them from coding, which is flatlining. He could not bear witness or hear about trying to save a patient's life. He also said he gave patients overdoses to end their suffering and prevent hospital staff from dehumanizing them, even though a lot of the patients were not terminal. So it's like that, it's just not tracking.
Yeah.
Murder decisions were impulsive, he said, and he said he lived most of that in a fog when he was murdering people. He says he usually backed out as well from murdering his victims. So
terrifying.
For, like, was he attempting it every single day then?
Right. And just like pulling back, and then
the first of the 3 elderly women that he murdered was 90 years old. Her family had grieved, and then they found out that her death was not of natural causes, like, after they had grieved. And one of the family members just said it was so terrible because they had closure, and then it pretty much opened the wound back up.
Yeah.
He confessed that he killed up to 40 patients during the course of his 16-year career as a nurse in New Jersey. 29 have been confirmed. It became clear he killed many more. He's potentially responsible for 400 deaths, which would make him the most prolific serial killer in history. But most cannot be confirmed due to the lack of records.
Dude, I bet that he actually is. That is crazy.
Isn't it? And it's crazy. That's why I was shocked that I hadn't heard of this before either. And it's kind of like I don't know, it's just got that like cinematic aspect to it almost too, with like the nurse killing people, you know?
Right, right. I wonder if it's like conspiracy alert, that it is kind of like suppressed a little bit because, I mean, as recently as 2003, 2005, these like updates were happening, and then he was put away in 2000 or when was he put away?
I believe he was sentenced in 2006.
2006. So it's like as things are becoming, because they're tracking like literally every medication that comes out, you know, in hospitals. Like they're always scanning you. Anyone that comes into your room is telling you who they are, why they're there, all of that. Yeah, I wouldn't blame them for not them. I don't know who them is, but you don't want to have distrust towards like medical professionals and things like that. It's like,
true.
It's a bad look.
Yeah.
But this guy is obviously awful, and there were so many instances where he could have been stopped, and he just was like, let go.
I know. That's the really hard part, too, is like people knew and were just like sending him on his way to work somewhere else.
Jail. Like, arrest. Like, this should be illegal. And I'm pretty sure it is.
But it should be illegal for them not to report it, too.
Right,
and
right.
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and 35 other states have since adopted laws which encourage employers to give honest appraisals of workers' job performance and which give employers legal protections when they provide a truthful and honest appraisal, protecting organizations from libel and slander. So at least there were laws that came of it, and this shouldn't really be as big of a thing moving forward. It sucks that it always has to happen to kind of realize the whole, I guess, but yeah, thankfully that has been addressed. 60 Minutes did end up doing an interview on Cullen too in 2016, and he said he was sorry, but he doesn't know if he would have ever stopped if he hadn't gotten arrested. So sounds like even he is like, I'm where I should be, almost.
Okay.
And that is Charles Cullen.
Yeah, that is so crazy and just so terrifying as well. Oh my gosh.
I know. Anytime like a nurse goes rogue, it's always just so unsettling because you trust them. You have to trust them. You don't have a choice. You can't be like, can I get a different nurse?
Right, right. And just like the fact that he, even before he became a nurse, not that like if you have mental health issues, you can't, you know, become a nurse and any of that, but he was obviously very mentally unwell. I'm sorry, like putting rat poison. I'm sorry.
Maybe that should affect employment of someone who's a caregiver.
Right, exactly. In a background check or something. I don't know. That is wild.
Which raises the question too, like they probably just weren't doing background checks back then either. Which now I think I would like to think if you're a nurse, you have to get, if there are any nurses listening, do you have to get background checked? You would think.
I would think so. Background, drug tested, all of that.
I bet drug testing for sure. Background check, I'm not as sure about. And it's funny because I would be more
which is weird.
Background check.
Exactly. Like if someone was just smoking weed or something, cool. You're probably chill.
Right, that's fine. I will sign off on that.
Yeah, if you have a restraining order.
A little less comfy with that one.
Exactly. Dang, that is crazy. Well, I'm glad he is locked away and cannot harm anyone else.
It doesn't seem like he's getting out either. So.
Okay, but with the multiple consecutive life
18
sentences.
Life sentences, yeah, and parole in 2403.
Yeah.
It's funny that they even put a number on it.
Right. It's like, is there a point?
Right.
It's like you're not.
Yeah. Yep. Should we talk a little Swiftie stuff? I got a little bit on the docket.
Okay. I love it. Let's hear what you have.
Okay, so we're recording March 29th. we set aside our clowning for a little bit. Had the holidays, you know, we were chilling. February was a little hype because of the coffee cup.
Right.
Because of the black nail on the 2 on the coffee cup. But we got nothing in February, right? So then we were clowning real hard for the iHeart Music Video Awards. So hard. I was convinced this is when it is. Mm-hmm. She did not even show up. She was not even there.
Nope.
But
no,
she did have the reputation, I call it the reputation necklace, the snake necklace.
It has to mean something.
And then people are like, she played the mirror ball. They did mirror ball. So people are like, well, that is 3 minutes and 28 seconds. So she has to be releasing it on March 28th.
Naturally.
Obviously. What other answer could there be? Well, it's March 29th.
And we're here.
We are gathered here today.
We are, yes.
Reputation-less. Well, yeah, pretty much. Reputation Taylor's version-less.
Yep. So we are in the acceptance phase. I mean, we have no choice through 29.
I have to say, it is definitely getting harder for me to clown anymore and like actually get invested in it. It's kind of, the sparkle is wearing off a little bit.
Like we're tired. Like our clown makeup is running down our face. Is it time we just wipe off one side at a time? But it's like, it's gonna happen at some point.
It's supposed to, at least.
What if it just never comes?
Stop. She did renew the trademark license, so that I think we have until like August something. August. I can't remember now. It was like 6th or July 6th. One of those. But
right.
Yeah, I want to say it was August. But she could always just reapply for a new one after that. Although I will, for Reputation and Taylor's version, it's a little risky because someone could snatch it up before her, but right. I don't know. She's got billions of dollars behind her, so something tells me she can figure it out.
Yeah, I think she's got this. It's like there's 2 re-records, then 2 new albums, and 2 re-records.
Yeah, and we're already in March.
Right.
So I feel like we're due for a re-record.
Yeah, we're just waiting.
Especially if she does them both before August. We're time is
ticking. Right. Or maybe like June the 6th. 6/6.
Okay.
Just because, I don't know.
Because
just clowning.
The 6 should 6. Yeah. 6
because
6.
This,
okay. Yeah. 6
yeah.
6.
Yeah.
And I bet we could Google it and find something like National Snake Day or something.
Exactly. Well, it is the year of the snake this year.
True. So we're covered on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like 1989, if you're born in that year, your Chinese zodiac is the snake.
Okay.
Which I always used to be like, oh my God, like, I'm a snake. Oh my God. And then I'm like, yes.
Yes.
I'm a snake. So I love that. But yeah, we're just waiting. We're just waiting. And I just cannot wait for the vault tracks. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh. Fire.
They will be fire. But also, okay, it's not our fault that we are talking about this for so long because her Time interview literally over a year ago was talking about this album. So it's not like we're just like doing this for no reason. We have been teased about this for over a year.
She also had in the acceptance speech for the Tour of the Century thing, she had a black sweater on and a plaid skirt. And the plaid keeps coming out. Is the plaid TS6? Sorry, TS12, which was originally TS6.
Right. The plaid, so, I do not
get
think
both
is
at the same time.
That would be crazy.
You know, because she had the snake, the black shirt, the plaid skirt.
I love that. I just think she's either toying with us, which she has done.
And she is.
Right. She knows.
I mean, the pop-up, the LA pop-up thing for her birthday, and then to just drop those, like, website, like...
Come on, girl.
She's toying with
Right,
us.
right. But I just have faith that means that once we get it, it will be worth the wait. I know it will.
Oh, I know it will, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have a listening party.
Yes.
I think so.
I don't think anyone does it. Like,
Personally. Yeah. But that will be so much fun. We're just waiting. This year. It has to happen.
Has to. We're a quarter of the way through. We got 3/4 left.
Already? Oh my god. You're right. I cannot believe March is already over.
No.
That's gross. That is disgusting.
Yeah. Slow it down. Why are we in 2x speed?
Can you stop?
So that's what was on my docket. It's just kind of recapping March and our clown failures. But alas, we clown on.
Yep. We clown on because that's really all we can do.
Bella's having the running dreams.
Oh,
She's like
I hear her.
squeaking a little.
aw, chasing after a big old bone. Aw.
We have not mentioned our sign-in names yet. Sam tonight is Sam Squinch, which classic. I love it.
Yep.
This has been your username before too, like on like social media and stuff, right? I feel like.
I think so. It honestly isn't anything Taylor related. I just could not think of anything, and that's just kind of like my go-to because Trailer Park Boy.
Yeah.
We
I
love
it.
them.
Yeah. A Totoso.
A Totoso? A fucking a Totoso.
I went with a dad joke.
I love it, by the way.
So mine is Tor, Tour -I for Tory of the Century.
Which
Which
she won at the iHeart Radio Music Awards that we were so clowning for, but it's fine because we got the snake necklace. That is holding us together, really.
holding us over, yep.
Yep. Thanks for joining us on today's episode of Crimenelia Street. You can follow us on TikTok at Crimenelia ST Podcast or on Instagram at Crimenelia Street. If you have any comments or suggestions, you can email us at crimeneliast@gmail.com. Bye, clowns.
Bye, clowns.